Don't feel bad.
Is this thing on?
As Luke says, don't feel bad. It's just us. It's just
We're all
us.
friends here, right?
I can
Don't
see
feel
that I
bad.
actually came on early, like on purpose.
Don't
So,
feel
like,
bad. It's just Uncensored Radio.
We're all
shit,
friends,
your
but
shit,
Rumble would
we're
bite
shit.
3 of us on the butt.
It is,
Yeah.
yes. All right. Well, guys, it is an auspicious occasion today, and we only know because of the transfer over to our new hosting service. But we are at episode 1300 today. 1300. Flashing
1300.
numbers, like all that kind of stuff.
That's
Yeah,
a bit
confetti
depressing,
cannon.
really.
You know, over a
Wow.
decade's worth of hot heart material. You know, it's all happening. So instead of checking in today and seeing how everyone's week was, I want you to cast your minds back now and figure out how you
when we were
got
first
involved.
cast.
How you got involved with Uncensored Radio. Now, I think we have to go to Vera first, correct? Vera, you're the longest serving member at the moment.
Blow her up.
It was still all audio when I came on. Jeff and I had worked together years before, and I don't remember where we ran into each other, but we started talking politics, and he said, come on my show. I need somebody to talk politics with. And so he gave me the web address, and my computer, my laptop was this fucking thick. It was the oldest fucking laptop. I had it all set up in my kitchen, and I had the overhead light was turned towards me because I didn't have a ring light or anything. It was
days before ring lights.
Yeah, it was way before ring lights. But I just came on, and I would talk politics, and I would yell into the void, and Jeff would laugh at me. And then one night, I remember when Luke called.
There you go.
I remember the night that Luke called into the show.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that takes us to you, Mr. Luke. That takes us to you.
I kind of got involved with Uncensored way back in the day when Karen was hosting with Jeff. So Karen, Ashley, Yellow Power Ranger, Aisha. And it was just because I was like a Power Ranger nerd, especially when I was younger. And I sort of started following their show, and I was like, these people are crazy as hell. Like, I need to keep listening to this, because it was all audio then. And then they had a competition where they wanted people to submit videos. And so I actually submitted an animated video, and it was done in like the Maniac Mansion style, like that 2-bit graphics kind of Mario. Probably makes more sense to people. And it won, I think. I hope I won. I should have. Did I win in the
go back
end?
to the files.
And then I rang into the show one day because they were talking about like something stupid like waffle fries or something. I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And Katrina went into this lengthy description of what waffle fries were. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I just and then I was just involved. Like, I was chatting to Jeff then, because then we both became parents, in our individual circumstances, unusual circumstances, and we just were chatting. And then when he brought the show back, it was 2020 after COVID. Yep. So the first show when we first came back was just audio again, and Katrina was on that one, and it was just all phone in, talk audio. And then the next show, he was like, okay, we're going to do this video. And none of us were about this. We were like, no. We don't want to go on video. But here we are, right? Like, we've been doing this for 5 years now since, and we're still going, and we're on camera now. So,
and that leads to me.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little turn in that Luke and I found each other through PlayStation, which is random. We became friends on PlayStation, and I've known Luke
through
now as
what
long as
game, Steve?
through Friday the 13th. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Friday the 13th. But I've known Luke now as long as he's had his daughter. She was a little bubba, a little bubba in a bassinet sitting next to him. She's like, "Oh, I've just got to go feed the baby. Hold on." And now she's a full-on leg kicking, back flipping. 8, nearly 8. Is she 8 yet?
She's turning 8 in April. So she did a Kylie Minogue show last night. She was dirty at me for not taking her to Kylie. So she's like, I want to do a Kylie Minogue show tonight, and you're going to come and watch. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, had the wig on. She was doing it all. She was flipping. She was doing a lot more than Kylie did. Oh, look. She should go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
So I came on. Luke was telling me all about this podcast he has, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, cool, yeah." And he goes, "Oh, you should come on one day." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, no worries, we can do that." And then I get a phone call. I'm like, "Oh, okay, hi." And it's like, "Oh, I need you to come on the podcast." I'm like, "He's like, yeah, cool, no worries." He goes, "Oh, today." I'm like, "Right." Okay, no worries. So
But you started it because you were like, you need to reach out to Lisa Wilcox, and I was like, she's not going to come on our show because she's
you were looking for interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But I came on, and I came on before you did, so I was just this random addition. I remember Vera you were on, Katie was on. I think it was James, Jeff, and Luke. I think it was. There was a few of us.
My first reaction was, "Who's this straight guy?"
See, I
Hold on.
How wrong you were, Vera.
I know, right?
Useless. And so look, he did reach. He muted himself. So he told me to reach out to Lisa Wilcox, who was from Nightmare on Elm Street. I think she's 4 and 5. Yeah, she is 4 and 5. She was like the survivor girl. So she's one of the only few surviving characters in that series. And he was like, just reach out to her. She'll do an interview. And I'm like,
and then
no,
I helped.
no.
I was like, I'll do some planning for the interview to help you guys out and da. And then I had some notes. And very, very quickly after that episode, I found myself on every episode, and very shortly after that, it was like, "Do you want to produce the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no worries, that's fine.
Steve was the
We
one
can
who
do
told me,
that."
"Girl, you gotta get."
It was a torch I was very happy to pass. I was like, take it, baby. Steve, I also do recall you told me then, like your father was very unwell at the time, and he said to you, like, I think you'd done like 3 or 4 shows, and he's like, "Are you running it yet?"
No, he goes.
You are. He knows you better than anyone.
Is there anything you do that you don't end up running? Right. Oh, sorry. And then one night I was hassling Jeffrey. I need new panelists, Jeff. I need someone that's not afraid to have an opinion. I need someone that's got a social media presence. I need someone that's got this. And then he found us little Christina.
He did.
So talk to us, Christina.
I don't so I do remember that it all happened on TikTok, that Jeff found me there and we started talking, and he was liking my videos, I was liking his, and then he again just reached out and said, "Listen, you got to come on my show. I do this live radio show, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Like, he's fucking with me. And then I finally like looked it up, and then he's like, "You got to come on this Thursday." He's like, "Trust me," to just come on. And I was absolutely terrified. Like, I don't know if it clearly showed. I was just like the whole night, like just sitting there with a smile on my face, like I didn't know what to say.
I think we
what
all
to do
started that way, though.
Yeah.
We all started that way.
Definitely.
We were like, I didn't want to say anything naughty or wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Here we are.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything. And then Jeffrey said, this was the original, the audio only. And Jeffrey said something about it was pre-Trump, it was before 2016. He said something about Social Security or welfare. It was definitely a social program that I knew about, and I just went off. And he's like, "Girl, you're coming back."
It was your first beer event. Yeah.
Yeah.
First beer
But I do remember in 2020 when we switched to video.
Unofficial beer.
It was, yes, before it was Veer events. But I remember when he switched to video and he called me up and he says, "We're going to do this show again." And I said, "Oh, you're getting the band back together." And he said, "Yep."
Yeah,
and now Christina,
with some really
you want to come on? Yeah, you want to come? Wait, 3 years?
This year will be your 3rd year.
It's so funny because my coworker asked me today. She's like, "What's your radio show called?" And I was like, "What your podcast called?" I was like, "It's called Uncensored Radio." So she actually looked it up, and so she like saved it or whatever. And she goes, "How long have you been doing it?" I said, 2 years. And then I like thought about it. I'm like, "Huh, it's actually 2 years." I was like, "It might be longer, it might be less." It has flown the fuck by though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And then like when Jeff was like, "Oh, you're coming on next week," and I'm like, I can come back, like, because I had like, I had fun. And he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "You can come back all the time." I'm like, "Okay." And then I was at the war room, and that was it. I was like, "Okay, I'm in."
Yeah, then we've all become a little dysfunctional family.
It's my weekly therapy. That's what I said it was. Like,
it is, and that's the whole point of us continuing
but we're
the show.
all such good friends. This is
family.
Yeah.
It's family.
Yes.
It's our little extra family, and we all.
Yeah. So I do have a little something for you guys. I have some messages.
To catch up, and we've traveled.
Oh,
We
Luke's
lost
dropping
you,
in
Luke.
and out. I think Luke's internet's gone.
I'll sort this out.
Luke's internet's gone to crap, but I do have some messages. So let's have a little look, shall we? Because we've had some friends that have sent us some well wishes.
Yay.
From panel members past, we'll put it, hey?
100th episode of Uncensored Radio. It's Madison Divine. I just wanted to wish you guys a congratulations. I was there from way back in the very beginning before the name change, but we don't talk about that. And then I was there for some very sexual conversations. Hey girls, still ho. But either way, it's not about me. Congratulations. I hope you make it to 1 million. Either way, have a great day. And don't forget, be simply divine. And I'm single and seeking.
Happy 1,300 episodes to Uncensored Radio. Here's to 1,300 more. Hey Uncensored Radio, it's Marie checking in from Destin, Florida, enjoying a sunny Mardi Gras weekend with tons of crawfish and fun. I just wanted to congratulate you on reaching 1,300 episodes. That's amazing. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so glad I got to be part of it all when we were on lockdown. It was so much fun. I'm just happy to continue to see all your work and videos and all the fun times, and congratulations. Here's to 1,300 more.
Hey Uncensored, just dropping by to say a huge, massive congratulations on 1,300 episodes. Really looking forward to so many more. Hope to see everyone soon. Bye!
UCR 1,300 episodes. Oh my god, I didn't realize you guys have all been whores with so many episodes. Let's call out the biggest whore. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest whore of all? I'll take the one that got fucked on a fire truck for 200, Alex. Oh, Vera. Just kidding. No, I love you all so much, and I'm so proud of you guys, and UCR, always near and dear to my heart. It's been a pleasure getting to know all of you and working with you guys, and you guys are just all so awesome, and I just fuck with you bitches. Congratulations on 1,300 episodes. Wish I could have been in all of them. But, you're just not that blessed to be blessed with this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm an asshole. But I'm so happy for you guys, and keep up the great work. You're crushing it, like crushing the game. Steve, you're a fucking madman. Like you do the damn thing. Vera, your rants, top tier. You know, Jeffrey, you a nasty bitch. Just kidding, I love you. You're creative. And Luke, oh my God, we've seen so many ups and downs, and we're not talking about you blowing someone, you know. But really, I love you guys, and congratulations. And I hope UCR has 1,300 more episodes after this, because it's fucking amazing.
Friends of Uncensored Radio, this is incredible. 1,300 episodes? I mean, guys, if you know me, you know. I've never committed to anything for this long. It must be a love thing. Can't wait to share some more laughs, some more heartache, and some more scandal with you guys real soon.
Are we back? We're back.
Very cute.
We're back.
Very cute.
So that's a handful of the people that have been panelists on this show. We do have some well wishes from, of course, Anna Renata, the lovely Katie Underwood, and Miss Karen Ashley herself wishes us well and says congratulations. But yeah, that's a little treat from some of the folks that we see, and a small percentage of them. So it's good to see that, you know, everyone's out there living their lives and doing the thing, right?
Right.
Can I just say Karen was going to film a video as well.
I just
but
mentioned Karen, but she's a busy
girl.
girl.
You did. Sorry. Yeah, no, she's at a
all
con. And she said she just it's just too hectic at this moment. So I'll still get her to film something though. Don't you worry. We'll get it back on.
We'll get there. But we've got other stuff to get to. So strap in and strap on. Cover your eyes for this week's
hot load of hot topics.
1,300. We're struggling with the technology this week. It's not being a friend.
And all these millennial pauses, Dale. It's terrible.
I told you we are the millennial. I think that needs to be our new tagline, the millennial pause of podcasts. I think it's going to really work for us. I'm going to get it on a shirt. It's going to be new merch. It's going to be, just a lot of gaps and uncertainty. And people going, do I sound okay? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Wait a second. What's going on? All right. As we seem to always, we got to start with some death, you know. Start with the death and move on. This one was a shock.
That was a shock.
R.I.P. Angie Stone.
So what happened to Angie?
Angie died in a car crash.
Yeah.
After a performance.
Oh.
Very sad. There's not a lot of information about it. But yeah, she's after a gig. She has passed away. And who doesn't love? I wish I didn't miss you anymore. Angie, get it. But there's also been a kind of celebrity related death. Dolly Parton's husband, Carl Dean, long-time partner, has passed away as well. And we're all I think everyone's sad for Dolly, right? No one wants bad stuff to happen to Dolly Parton. It's like, oh, she's sad.
Well, I think Dolly's dealt with so much grief and loss in her life. Like, if you've ever watched that film that she did about her childhood, like it just must be awful. Like it always death's awful and grief's awful, but I think Dolly's just so used to loss. It's just
It's just
when someone who wins
when you
and
get to that age, people start to lose. You start like, oh, bye.
That's what I said.
Things you can't control.
Luke gave me the hairy eyeball every day after 80s. A gift.
Just punching the clock, going, we'll see.
I'm over halfway.
But look, wow, shit's getting grim. That's a very, very dramatic moment. Now, we had the Oscars this week. Vera and I had a little Oscar chat, which seemed to have gone very well. Everyone was very engaged with the Oscar chat. But it was a controversial moment, and I want your feedback on it. Adrian Brody, of course, won for Best Actor. for the brutalist. I love this photo. And got
'Cause he
halfway
struck
up
his
to
gum.
the stage when he realized he had gum in his mouth, spat it into his hand, and threw it at his wife. Now, people are saying it's so disrespectful. It's blah blah blah. It's abuse. It's rah rah rah. How do we feel? How do we feel about Adrian's?
Well, I don't think
tweets?
it's abuse. I just think it's trash behavior. You don't do that, genuine.
I don't
Like,
care
you
that
just
she
don't.
threw it. I care that she left it on the ground when she didn't catch it.
She's nasty.
That's the trash. It's like, you know that shouldn't be on that carpet. Get a tissue. Get it come off the
No,
carpet.
they're waiting for one of the plebs to go pick it up. One of those,
exactly.
lowly bitches to go and get it. But
I mean,
he has. Oh, sorry, go, Christina.
But did he have to? Couldn't you just swallow it? I mean, who would? Or just like tuck it behind your fucking teeth,
Tuck it in
dude.
between.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So
Yeah,
Adrian has said of the incident, I could have swallowed it, but I didn't think about that. I had to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't disrespectful. I don't think it's disrespectful. It's a husband to a wife. Here, take my gum. I get it. He was in a fucking
but you know what? She's still useless at catching. She's not going to be playing for any team for America ever on any team.
I think
me.
the way that the media reported it was a bit more salacious than it was when you actually look at it. Like, when I first read it, I thought he spat it at her, and I would be like, "Oh no, it would have been fucking on." Like, it would have been fucking on. If there's one thing that makes me see red, is the thought of somebody like spitting in my face. I would lose my mind. I'd have one of those moments. That is so disrespectful to, like, I'm just like, oh, he spat gum, and then I was like, oh no, he put it in his hand and then he threw it at, like, he's like, catch this, and then she didn't catch it. It was a whole
she did go for it. She
did go for it.
Reach out for it, but
she did. But
is
look,
useless.
is also the ex-wife of Harvey Weinstein, so she's had much worse thrown at her, I'm sure. So yeah, you know,
lawsuits.
Harvey, and I'm sure fluids and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
Oh my!
Hey, we're going back through the past. Today is it's fortuitous that the news of the week is kind of referencing the whole length and breadth of the podcast. We're going like modern day stuff. So Luigi's back in the news.
Oh, hey, Luigi.
Luigi, who apparently has over 20 pornographic movies that he has filmed. And
can I just say, none of them are available.
I know. There's been.
So I've heard.
Now, the most shocking thing, not that he has pornographic movies that they have high like production values, lighting, all that kind of stuff. They feature women.
Why are you shocked about that?
I don't know.
Each their own.
I don't know. The narrative that I was seeing of Luigi with his shirt off all the time, being fabulous and like, woo! It was like, okay, sis, there you go. And no, apparently, he's slaying the puss.
Yeah.
It happens.
And it's like the
articles. You have straight people or you don't have gay people.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, though, I think this information's come to light because they're trying to make him look more bad, like he's this bad person. But like, he's done something terrible. He did commit murder, so we can't forget that. Like and he will be trial. Like he's serving his sentence for that. But like to bring up,
he hasn't been convicted yet.
Yeah.
Well, he will be. But to bring up, like, oh, he's done porn, like, as if that's anywhere near the realm of murder. Like, no, no one cares.
But doesn't it just
I think
play
people who
into this
care
whole...
is the people who want to see it.
Doesn't but it plays into the whole, like, he's a little bit sexy. Like, no one would have cared if Ted Kaczynski had done porn. Nobody wants to watch Unabomber porn. It's just like...
You don't know that.
Was not
for everything, right?
Or Susan
Christina,
Smith
you were volunteering. You were volunteering to step forward if you were starting. Yeah.
I was like, I will leave that line to the fucking courthouse and be like, follow me, bitches. That was one of those
Christina
videos.
and I,
He wants
we
a
both
piece of this
appreciate
cake.
we both appreciate a good-looking Italian man, don't we, Christina?
Yeah, like, I mean, fuck,
Yeah.
you know? Come on.
And name Luigi, like, come on, that's like Mario
I
Brothers.
know.
That's like
Exactly. Knock the coins out of me, bitch. You know, it's just,
Let me see your mushroom, bro. Oh.
yeah.
I did send our condolences to Madison
Princess
Divine.
Peach all motherfucking day.
Madison is apparently married to Luigi, so we had to break it to Madison that, you know, there's been some action on the side. Poor Madison. So our condolences to you.
sorry,
we've done present day crime. We're going to past crime, and this is like it's Schadenfreude, but it's the universe going, oh, you think everyone's a fucking idiot, don't you? Casey Anthony crawled out of the swamps of Florida this week to make her debut on TikTok as a legal advocate. An advocate for
Do you have the
people.
Video of it?
I don't have the video because Casey lasted exactly or less than 24 hours on TikTok before her account was deactivated. She's gone. Yeah, so she's.
I can find it.
Yeah,
I can find it.
The video is out there, but I'm just going to read a little bit about what Casey had to say about her advocacy and her, crawling out of the swamps of Florida. She was there to promote a new series on Substack. Now, there's been rumors for years about her trying to shop a reality show.
We should tell people first
based on
what Casey Anthony did, because some people listening won't know. Like,
okay, if you are not adverse, if you're not versed well in the case, Casey Anthony was acquitted of murdering her own daughter. Now, back in 2011, that's how long ago it was, and despite some might say insurmountable evidence that she was, guilty of the crime. Casey says that this is an effort to reintroduce herself, both personally and professionally. Moving forward, you'll see that she will speak in a professional capacity, and that she is a proponent for not only herself and her daughter, but for the LGBTQ community, and that she has considered, wait for this if you don't want to be even angrier, the death of her daughter was a blessing rather than a curse, because it's allowed her to work towards advocacy.
It's a fuckhead. I'm sorry to say. It's a complete fuckhead. We don't need you to advocate for LGBT people, bitch. You're a fucking murderer and a child murderer. You should be ashamed of yourself. Don't get on a fucking moral high horse now, cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just not up for it. I'm not even going to fucking entertain this stupid cunt, actually.
That's kind of what TikTok said, and that's why she deactivated her account. She was inundated with, are you kidding me? You know?
And regardless, yes, okay. She was found not guilty, so was OJ. I think the main problem, and the problem that it always has been, is that she uses this child as leverage.
Yeah.
Whether she killed this child or not, and we have to say that because legally she is not guilty. To leverage Kaylee and the memory of Kaylee and her name and her likeness for some kind of anything is gross in the extreme. And it re-traumatizes people. It re-traumatizes the people that, had to find that child's body and the family that, were hunting for it while she was out clubbing every night while her child was missing. Well, missing. We all know that she pretty much knew exactly where the child was.
Yeah, and
she in the trunk of the car for a couple of days.
Allegedly.
Well, no, the evidence says that she was in the trunk of the car because of X, Y, and Z. We're not going to go too far into it because it's quite graphic. And then out the back of the house, It's just grossness. Like, and there's a reason why people shouldn't be able to profit off their crimes, even if they didn't do it. You know, like OJ. If I did it, it's just such a slap in the face to not only her family, but any victim of crime that thinks that, you know, you can get to a point where life is livable, but someone like this steps forward and goes, "Oh, now I want to promote my Substack about law." Like, she's been involved in the legal process since 2011. Yeah, when you're on trial for killing your own daughter, you daft cunt.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure she
there's no self-awareness there. There's no self-awareness there.
I'm enraged
It's
to the point where, again, Luke, it's not even worth my time or my energy to go on a rant right now about how infuriating it is that this woman is still walking the fucking streets of this goddamn earth. And I really think she should be rotting in a fucking grave 6 feet below the goddamn surface, because she's a walking, living piece of shit. She has no regard for human life. Her poor fucking child. I can't even fathom the amount of mental issues this woman has. I mean, and I guarantee nothing has been addressed. Because look at this woman. She comes back online after how long and says all these things? Are you kidding me? You are an evil human being. There is no good about you. Get off of this planet. Like,
because
no,
we've got to remember, it wasn't that long ago that she came forward with the documentary too. Remember, that was probably 18 months ago that she came forward with the tell-all documentary and la 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 la. But it's well known that she's been trying to shop some kind of something for years. Like, she's been pitching to TV networks and going, "Hey, reality show, hey, this."
She's broke,
It's not about visibility for the crime or for the act. It's literal, you know.
Remove the old lady.
Remove the old lady.
No, I'm putting the video up for you.
Hallmark of sociopathy.
Right? She has to be a sociopath.
It's a clear symptom of sociopathic disorder. You know, she feels no remorse. She feels no guilt. She can't distinguish between right and wrong. It's mental illness.
But in this case, I don't think there's a lot of sympathy for that mental illness either. No.
You know?
There comes a point when you are a convicted criminal, or not even convicted, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I take that back. Not convicted. Like, when you are even if your involvement in a case like that stays with you. Look at the Ramsey family, right? Whatever you believe about the Ramseys, that has stuck with them forever, and it should. You know, you don't get to wipe yourself clean of this.
Somebody with that antisocial sociopathic disorder, they can't distinguish their right from wrong. They don't appreciate the negative aspects of their actions. You know what I mean?
And this is what pisses me off about her too. She's getting on a self-righteous moral high horse about advocating for minorities and all this crap. No, darling, you're still a piece of shit. I don't give a shit who you try and fucking bat for now. You've done something unforgivable. So fuck off. You're a fuckhead.
And that's pretty much what TikTok told her.
Yeah, because she's gone. But when TikTok tells you to leave, sometimes you just create your own social media account and empire, right? This week, the big orange man.
I am uploading the video though of Tracy, of
Tracy.
Casey, so we can play her.
Yep.
Tracy.
Yep. Oh yeah. So the big orange.
The big orange man. I was reading Trump.
Had something to say about the protesting that seems to go on. All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protests. Agitators will be imprisoned / or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. American students will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime, arrested. No masks! Thank you for your attention in this matter. Firstly, bitch, it's not an intra-office email. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Second of all,
I have to agree with him on, though, I don't like people who show up to protests wearing a mask and then committing crimes because they're trying to hide their identity.
Yeah, let's get there first. Okay. First of all, you can't really allow an illegal protest. That's a tautology, right? I'm allowing you to do this illegal act, but okay. Semantics.
It's America.
We have
Amendment rights. There's no such thing as an illegal protest. You have the right to.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I didn't talk about illegal protests. I talked about people showing up at protests in masks and then committing felonies when they're attacking people, doing shit because they feel like they're anonymous and they can get away with it. I do have an issue with that. Either side.
We have discussed. In general, we have discussed that when your protest turns violent, you lose the foreground. Yeah, you lose. In my opinion, when your protest turns violent, it means you can't communicate in any other way than violence.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I think that the interesting part about this tweet, I actually thought it was 4 years old. I thought it was from Trump 1.0. I thought it was.
No, it's a rewind.
I thought it was about Black Lives Matter, but
no.
It's actually about the pro-Palestinian, anti-Israeli protests that were happening at Columbia University. And the ironic thing is he's jumped on this high horse to protect his pal Benjamin Netanyahu. And Netanyahu said today that because he threw Zelensky under the bus, the Israelis are no longer going to share their intelligence with the United States. So he's throwing the First Amendment to the Constitution away for his buddy Benny, who just threw him away too.
It's a tricky game that's playing. Yeah, it's like you're going to talk about it more. We're not going to really talk about it now because Vera has designated her vent to the whole Zelensky of it all this week, and which is why I haven't covered it on the page because it is a developing story. So yeah, I don't, and again, I guess it's okay. What protests are okay if you organize them, and tell people to go storm the Capitol.
Protest is okay. You can't go violent, but you have a right to gather. You have a right to speak your mind. You have a right to address grievances with your government. That's all enshrined in our Constitution.
And it's like the violence of
riot.
Yeah.
If it's violent, it's a riot. But that doesn't. But he's not. He didn't say that. He didn't say rioting.
That's the thing.
He said protest.
He said protesting, which is the key thing. And this is why when you are a person, that leads a country, and especially a country as big as America, you need to have somebody else working with you on the way that you phrase things, the way that you put things out to the public, because the words that you use matter. Yeah. There is a difference between a protest and a riot, as we've just said. Yeah. So now every time you protest for women's rights, is that considered a violent protest? Is it considered an illegal protest?
There's no such thing as an illegal protest as long as it's peaceful. You have the right to gather. You have the right to redress your grievances. There is no such thing as an illegal protest.
Make that up.
If it's a riot, it's a crime. If it's a protest, then he needs to stop because that's not illegal. Every single citizen in this country has the right to protest anything they want.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think, again, it's the grounds that we're on at the minute. This is do you guys want to see the Casey Anthony video?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't watch it.
Okay. Here she comes.
Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter, for For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur. And when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact, so you will get very comfortable with my car, and I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform. Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward. Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
Women's rights. What a fucking crock of shit. Oh my god.
The martyrdom of it all is just a little bit too much for me. It was thrust upon me. This is like it's like some ancient birthright that she's accepted to be like the poster child for shittiest mum in the world. It's just like,
my god.
It's trash and scum and all about itself.
But how
it can fuck off.
I love you can see the sociopathy in it. Yeah. I am Casey Anthony. These people, like Kaylee Anthony, Cindy and George, but it's not about them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about them.
Well,
then
me.
why reference it? Why reference them? Because you know that's going to grab.
Because she's Casey Anthony, celebrity and child killer.
Yeah. It's just like top mom, Nancy Grace.
She does.
I can only imagine how furious Nancy Grace is.
To assume that she has a platform is so narcissistic.
Yeah. Who wants to listen to it?
Nobody.
Maybe Susan Smith. But she ain't going anywhere.
I'm shocked that Substack allows her on there.
I know, we need to vet maybe
the
shit that's going on.
That surprises me.
Substack
is usually pretty intellectual.
Well, she's been in the legal field since 2011.
Oh.
I bet. I thought she was in the legal field when she committed murder.
Yeah.
No, she's been in the legal field since 2011 when she was trying to sleep with her
attorney.
Her attorney, right? Remember? She was trying to shtuck the attorney and all that kind of stuff, and then she became
he got her off. She got him off.
Yeah, it's just the photos of that. The photos of the shit-eating group. Like I went back and looked at some stuff. and just her shit-eating grin in court, and you're just like, oh, I'm like, how somebody just didn't grab her and throttle her on the way out of court.
Yeah.
We need Luigi Mangione to shoot her down.
Yeah, we'll get some Luigi action. Hey, Luigi!
Right.
We probably try and fuck her. Anyway.
No,
we don't want to give her.
Luigi's got more taste than
she
that.
doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve
No.
Luigi's calzone. It's not right. She does not deserve it. Now, Casey's extolling the evils of social media, but someone else who maybe has a right to had a bit of opinion on social media this week. Have you guys caught the flack that Millie Bobby Brown is catching?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't understand. So this is photo on the left is her, obviously, sans makeup and whatnot. Photo on the right is her at a premiere of one of her recent projects. Everyone's saying, she looks over 40. She's aged terribly. It's not a coincidence that she's got those blonde hair and those brown roots. Do we know someone else who's a celebrity that has blonde hair and brown roots that might have a
Kylie
biopic
Minogue
coming out soon?
Everyone?
Now that Wicked's wrapped up. Christina's favorite person. Christina's favorite person.
Ariana.
Apparently, Millie is in the front running to be Britney in the John M. Chu movie.
Oh, Britney.
Oh.
So we will see. We will see. Britney apparently isn't thrilled about it, but that's okay. Well, I don't know what Britney thinks, but yeah. The idea that this 20
in both pictures, I don't think it was it. It's anybody's business what she looks like in makeup or without, you know?
She looks like the same woman to me.
Yeah.
She's 21 years old, and we're saying that she looks too old. Are we serious? Because this is the problem.
You can be too fat, you can be too thin, you can have lost too much weight.
Nothing new.
It's all
the reality of the situation is that we have
misogyny in our culture.
We have ingested too much of the fucking Kool-Aid. I look at young girls these days, and they still are all trying to do this Kardashian thing. And these are beautiful young women who then go, oh no, I've got to have bigger lips. I've got to have a bigger ass. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. They were stunning to begin with, and now everyone's starting to look the same.
Right.
It's like some kind of homogenous sex doll fucked up weirdness that everyone's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh, I hate the big lips.
Like,
trying to adhere to society's idea of, what's sexy.
But who thinks Kim Kardashian's the hottest thing in the planet? Have we seen photos of Kim before her surgeries?
And she tore up Marilyn Monroe's dress. I don't like the cunt.
No, we don't enjoy her.
But look at Kylie too. Like Kylie, I think she looks so much older than she is now because of the way she does her hair, does her makeup, and you could clearly tell she has cheek injections. Obviously, the lips are done. The chin was redone recently. It's just the way that she has transformed. I don't know. I saw a picture of her. I think it was from the Grammys or whatever the fuck was the Oscars. I don't know what was just recently
Oscars.
that
It would have
was
been
at.
Oscars or the SAGs. Because she's with Timothée Chalamet.
Yes, and she just looked like she was 30. And what, she's
she looks
23,
This
right?
is the
Or
criticism
22.
that people are leveling at Millie because Millie is now married to John Bon Jovi's son.
Mhm.
So they're married. They're like, it looks like his mother. I think that's what's happening with Timothy. And I was like, oh, she's starting to look. I get that there is a put together, more mature look, but it can swing a little bit dour sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hello. But
exactly.
But again, if that's how someone wants to represent themselves, that's fine. But it's nobody's business to go, you're old. I'm like, she's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And we're picking on her because of the way she looks. So
she
this
looks
is what
beautiful in both pictures.
Yeah. This is what she had to say. I grew up in front of the world, and for some reason, people can't seem to grow with me. Instead, they act like I'm supposed to stay frozen in time, like I should look the way I looked on Stranger Things Season 1. And because I don't, now I'm a target. I refuse to make myself smaller to fit the unrealistic expectations of people who can't handle seeing a girl become a woman. This isn't journalism, it's bullying. She's not incorrect.
Fair.
She's not incorrect. And I just think, in general, and we've said it a lot on this show throughout the years, you can have an opinion on somebody else's body, but keep it to yourself. Because you don't know. You don't know what that person's going through or has gone through or is, like, you know, you don't understand. So you may think that they look amazing, and it does fly both ways. Yeah. Like, so if somebody loses a bunch of weight and you go, oh my God, you look amazing. Yeah. You know, they could be terminally ill. Like, you know, they could be going through horrible amounts of stress. There could be horrible things happen to that person, and we think they look good because they've lost some weight. Just chill. Just everyone fucking mind your business. Stay in your lane. Stay out of people's bodies. And we'll be okay.
How do we let everybody be beautiful in the skin they were born in?
Right.
But right now, how do I look?
I don't know. Your internet's struggling, so you look a bit pixelated, Bumps.
Oh, thanks, babe.
It's all right. It's all right. There's always technical difficulties. I smell a big technical difficulty coming up with the new Blue Origin launch that's about to happen.
What is this?
Oh,
Jeff
this is beautiful.
Jeff Bezos is sending his fiancée into space, but not alone.
I know.
He's sending Katy Perry and Gayle King with them.
No.
And I can't believe anybody's going up. He hasn't had a successful return to Earth
I know.
yet.
Who the fuck is getting in that cock rocket?
What are you doing?
No way.
That smell.
That's not real.
That's very.
We lost your sound, Stephen.
Oh, thank God. I'm just kidding.
Well, Katy Perry did sing the song Firework.
She's literally going to turn into a firework. Like, what the hell is she thinking?
You know, boom.
Boom.
She's just doing what Katy does, you know?
I don't understand it. She's
like
this cannot be real. Why would her
around like
manager
a plastic
agree for her
bag
to do
in the
that?
wind.
Yeah. But why would her manager
Well,
say,
look,
go ahead, sign up for
it
that.
happens,
No
you know?
And she has a baby. She's a youngster.
While Steve's having technical difficulty.
I'm okay. I think I'm back.
Okay.
Am I back?
This is a...
Yeah.
Oh, you're back.
You're
okay.
back.
He's back.
I'm back. So, yeah.
Why would you willingly go into space to leave Orlando Bloom? I would
Dave,
never.
This story is the
segue.
perfect lead-in to my Would You Rather today.
It is my segue. So,
really?
You know, technical difficulties may ensue. So this will lead us to this week.
I just couldn't...
Would you rather?
Sorry, I cut you off a little bit there, but continue now, Luke.
Always cut you off.
Uh-oh.
Coming out a lot because there is a cyclone in the area, so I think the internet's struggling. So, look.
Oh, my God.
I just want to talk to you guys about what would you rather. So you've gotten a ticket to go on another exploratory adventure. So we do this a lot on this segment. Would you rather go up into space and explore the world or down under the sea? We're talking about the Challenger, the SS Challenger versus the Titan submarine. Look, on January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger, so the SSC, broke apart 73 seconds into its flight, killing all 7 crew members aboard. The spacecraft disintegrated 46,000 feet, or 14 kilometres for us Australians, above the Atlantic Ocean, off the Cape Canaveral, Florida. Canaveral. I can't say that. That's too American. So it was the first fatal flight involving an American spacecraft whilst in flight. The cause of the disaster was primary and secondary O-ring seals while they were launching. So the record low temperatures on the morning launch had stiffened the rubber O-rings, reducing their ability to seal the joints. And shortly after lift off, the seals were breached, and hot pressurized gas from the like leaked through the joint and burned through the aft attachment strut connecting to the external propellant tank, the ET, and then into the tank itself. The collapse of the ET's internal structures and the rotation of the SRB, whatever that is, that followed propelled the shuttle stack, traveling at speeds of Mach 1.92. I don't know what that is. Mach
Yes,
1.92. Someone can
Mach
explain
1.
that.
So it's
Okay,
Anyway,
well then they
blew up.
got fucked up and burned up. Anyway, the Titan was going down to see the Titanic on 18th of June 2023. It was the first planned dive of the crew for that year, and there were about 320 nautical miles, 590 k's for us Aussies, southeast off the coast of Newfoundland, wherever the fuck that is. On
Canada.
June 22, it was confirmed that the Titan had imploded, likely when communicating was lost during the descent, instantly killing all 5 occupants on board. The exact cause remains under investigation, although experts believe the carbon fibre used to construct the hull could have cracked under the deep sea pressure. So the Challenger had 7 deaths, the Titan had 5. Where are you travelling? Up into the stars or down into the depths? Steve.
All right. So recently I watched an interview with someone that worked with NASA, and the big, and we've talked about this a while ago because we talked about Big Bird. Big Bird was scheduled to be on the Challenger and all that kind. The Challenger seems to come around quite a lot, but the NASA expert kind of dispelled the rumors that everyone died straight away on the Challenger. There is quite strong evidence to suggest that some of them were alive after the explosion. Which means not only did they burn, but they fell.
Hope you're watching, Katy Perry.
Into the ocean, and drowned. I can't. From what we know,
they were dead when they hit the ocean.
But still, can you imagine?
No.
Knowing
I
that
can't
that's
imagine
happening.
being conscious and being on fire and falling.
Yeah, knowing that that's happening to you. From what we know of the Titan, and it keeps changing depending on the story, this either happened very quickly or they knew about it for hours.
Really?
If it was a moment of what's that, and apparently if it did happen quickly, it happened within a split second. They wouldn't have even got to go, what's that sound? It would have just been over. But if they had been stuck at the bottom of the ocean, clanging on things, I think that that's more terrifying. Knowing that no one can save you. I just think being at the bottom of the ocean. I'm not a person for heights either, so these are both bad for me.
These are both bad for me too. I
would probably go Challenger because I have watched too many Titanic documentaries. I know how long it takes to get down there. I know the size of the ship. I can't imagine being stuck there with 5 other people, and the unreliability of other people in life and death situations, especially in that small space. I think I'd rather be on the Challenger.
Vera.
I think I'd rather be on the Titanic. I think they're both horrible situations. I don't think I'd ever put myself in either of these situations, but I think that even if you knew the actual death is more instantaneous in the Titanic than in the Challenger.
So you'd rather implode than explode, babes?
I would rather not be on fire.
Fair. Being crushed by tons of water would be very quick, I imagine.
It would be very
Christina,
quick, I imagine.
How do you feel?
Either way, I don't like it because I don't want, like you said, like confined spaces and like, I don't know. Steve, you described it like perfectly. Like everything you said, I was like, yep. Like, it's just, I don't want to be on fire, Vera. I don't want to be falling. I don't like heights. I don't like flying. So I would see myself more in the submarine, like field. But even then, like even just a little crack and just like looking up and then blackness, you know, you don't know what happened. And then you're just like gone, like you're just like flat, like you're just like matter, and then like a shark or like little fish are eating you now. Like, that's it. Like, you know, and nobody knows what happened. But
I think the pressure that far under the ocean, you just become goo.
Liquefied.
Yeah.
You liquefy.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
You become part of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. Like you're gone.
All right.
So again, like you're just like, what? Like, you know, I heard a crack.
Look,
no, and you're gone.
I've weighed up both of these, and I'm I don't think I could physically handle going down in the submarine. I think I could physically handle getting in the spacecraft at least. I know it's either end. Well,
you had enough trouble at Disneyland when we went on that Finding Nemo thing.
Exactly, right? I don't like going underwater. I don't like what happens underwater. Look, I know that it would be over quicker when you turned into goo into the sea and just become part of their world. But I would probably rather go up in the Challenger. But if I did blow up in the Challenger, I need Big Bird there because there's nothing funnier than fucking Yellow Sky.
Right?
No, we're losing
that's my
him.
answer.
The cyclone's coming.
Sorry,
so we need
cyclone.
That's all right. Sorry, cyclone, natural disaster, bitch on the move. Well, we've had a lot of pressure making the decisions for this week's Would You Rather. The pressure needs to be released, so it is time for Vera Event. Okay, Miss V, here we go. 3, 2, 1, then.
Well, been a lot of things happening for our country on the world stage in the last 2 weeks. But I want to talk about the concept of mutual aid. Mutual aid, the phrase, was coined by a philosopher, and I saved his name because I know I'm going to mess it up, and I probably will mess it up even though I saved it. Peter Kropotkin. Sounds Russian, but I can't guarantee it. And he defined mutual aid as the hallmark of a progressive, evolving man. And I believe Margaret Mead was once asked what was the moment when civilization was born. And they were expecting, whoever asked the question was expecting, the Iron Age when they made tools, or, the Golden Age when they started agriculture. And what she said is, civilization began the first time somebody with a broken leg survived and the bone healed. Because up until that point, a wounded animal was just left to die. But at some point, humankind decided, this is my friend, and I'm going to care for them and make sure they're not eaten and help them heal. Mutual aid is exactly what NATO was designed for. So the assaults on NATO from the Trump administration have been appalling, horrific. J.D. Vance decided to school all of the G7 and our NATO allies by telling them that they were the bigger threat to themselves than anyone else on the planet, and that Russia was not their enemy. Trump has said for years that NATO needs to pay up the money or the United States is not going to participate, even though it's been explained to him multiple times by many, many Americans that there isn't a fee structure with NATO, that every country contributes a percentage of their GDP. And because we had one of the greatest GDPs in the world, we had the higher amount of money, but it was still just 0.001% of our GDP. But President Tiny Hands decides not to listen to that. He says they owe us money. They owe us money. So he's been talking bad to NATO for years. But when J.D. Vance announced to NATO that they were their own worst enemy and NATO needed to end, and when our United States ambassador walked into the United Nations and voted against censuring Russia for their ongoing human rights violations in the Ukraine. We have signaled to our allies, to our mutual aid. NATO was founded in 1949. It has been our mutual aid society for 80 years. It was started by Americans so that we could offer mutual protection. We have signaled to all of our allies that we are no longer their friends and that we are no longer honoring our commitments, an 80-year commitment, a signed treaty that we had with the 32 nations of NATO for 80 fucking years for our mutual aid was thrown out the window. And then, on top of all of this, the already agreed upon aid to the Ukraine to help them defend their sovereignty. They have been a sovereign nation since the USSR dissolved in 1991. They have had independence for 30 years, and then Putin decides he wants them back. And Trump is ending all aid, and he and Vance had the unmitigated gall to set up that performative theater where they brought in this brave world leader and berated him for his outfit. And he used the word costume, which actually does mean suit in his language. And they went nuts and accused him of being condescending when they were assholes to him. I hope you know that this man has ended all of our mutual aid. We have been allies with these countries, 32 countries, for 80 years. And the only time NATO has ever been invoked, the only time the 32 countries have gone to rescue another country was after 9/11. And it was invoked by the United States, and they all came to our rescue. And they all joined us in the effort to find bin Laden and to punish the people who set our World Trade Center aflame and killed 2,000 Americans that day. All 32 of them participated in our Desert Storm operation, or whatever the hell the name was. And now we are alone. And people that he thought were his friends, like Netanyahu, has decided that because he turned his back on Zelensky and the money that was already promised by Congress in a bipartisan bill that was voted on before he took office, that he's holding up all that aid. Even his friends, like Benjamin Netanyahu, are no longer going to share information with us about threats. And if he thinks for 1 minute that Putin is his friend, then he's a bigger fool than I thought. And I don't think you could be a bigger fool than I think he is. We are alone. We have our ass hanging out for the entire world to laugh at and to hurt. Anybody could be our enemy. We know that Iran has targeted us. We know that Russia has targeted us. We know that our governments have tried to bring us down, and we are coming down from within. This man is an existential threat, and his behavior towards NATO and to Volodymyr Zelensky is reprehensible in the extreme. He is a traitor, and he should be tried and hung for his crimes against this country.
Feel good moments. But that's what you come here for. All right, we have some good news to finish off, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience, because we are now back up on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. We can stream the show. For those people that have been streaming on Spreaker, we thank you very much. But you can now stream all of the new episodes. My Spotify went crazy yesterday. It came up with all the episodes from January. It was like notification after notification. But there is an important message that we have to get to. Very, very soon, Facebook will be deleting all live videos after 30 days. So if you want to contact us and watch the back catalog, you are now going to have to go to the YouTube. So if you haven't already, you need to go to youtube.com/uncensored radio and subscribe. That's where everything will live in harmony and happiness. But very, very soon, Facebook is cutting
Go
down.
watch Lisa Wilcox.
Go watch everything. I would just like to say, on behalf of the producers and everyone, I speak for Jeff and Katrina, I'm sure, that we would like to thank everyone that has watched, that listens, that does anything, all of our panel members, past, present, and future. This, as we've said, is our weekly therapy session. It's our little dump zone for our dysfunctional family. And it is the thing that we do to try and make sense of the world that we live in. We don't always have to agree, but the fact that we are able to speak our minds and to do so and listen to different points of view is what makes, going forward possible. So we hope that you stay with us. We hope that you enjoy. We would love for you to share the show and get more eyes on it. But I am grateful to each and every person that's on the panel today, everyone that's submitted videos and messages, and people that have messaged us in the background. We love what we do. It's not always easy. It's not always fun, but we do it because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that the world keeps turning in a way that is happy and healthy for the majority of us. So thank you, Luke. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Vera. I have been Steve on behalf of Jeff, Katrina, everyone else. Thank you for watching Uncensored Radio. There is more to come, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. And yeah, don't blow up, I think is the general message of today's. We wish Luke luck. Make sure you batten down the hatches. Cyclone
Yes.
Alfred's coming. We
And
love
thank
you all.
Steve, for all you do
Oh,
for us,
thank
us
you.
children over here. Luke,
I gotta
too.
keep the kids in line. It's been
Yeah.
real. We will see you again next week when I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to talk about. So stay with us and get uncensored, motherfucker. Oh. More gravitas.